Igniting change. Crafting powerhouse calls to action for social movements in today's fast-paced world. A compelling call to action can ignite mass mobilization or fade into obscurity. For activists striving to drive social change, mastering the art of crafting effective CTAs is essential. The right CTA doesn't just ask people to act, it compels them to become part of a transformative movement. It bridges intention and impact through strategic persuasion. Understanding your audience. The foundation of effective CTAs. Social change advocates often overlook the importance of knowing who they're trying to reach. A well-crafted CTA resonates because it speaks directly to the listener's values and motivations. Activists must conduct thorough research to identify the demographics, beliefs, and pain points of their target audience. This insight shapes every aspect of message development. Consider the generational divide between Gen Z and baby boomers. What motivates one group may completely disengage another without adaptation. Surveys, community forums, and data analytics offer invaluable tools to uncover these nuances. These methods reveal what truly drives engagement. Demographic analysis. Understand age ranges, locations, and socioeconomic backgrounds influencing receptiveness to different causes. Motivational triggers. Identify whether your audience responds better to altruistic appeals, personal benefit arguments, or fear-based messaging. Cultural sensitivity. Recognize how language preferences, religious beliefs, and historical contexts shape message interpretation. Emotional resonance. Connecting through shared values. A successful CTA taps into universal emotions while aligning with specific cause-related sentiments. Activism thrives on empathy, outrage, hope, and solidarity. When addressing climate justice, frame actions around protecting future generations rather than abstract environmental metrics alone. Make the issue deeply personal. Storytelling becomes crucial here. Real-life narratives humanize issues and create powerful emotional hooks that convert passive observers into active participants. Use inclusive language that fosters collective identity among supporters. Phrases like "we and our" build communal responsibility and shared purpose. Be mindful of cultural differences in expressing emotion across communities. Some cultures value stoicism while others thrive on passionate expression. Psychological principles behind effective CTAs. Behavioral science reveals key patterns in decision-making processes during times of crisis or opportunity. Understanding these dynamics sharpens CTA formulation. The principle of reciprocity suggests people respond positively to gestures of goodwill. Demonstrating commitment first increases willingness to reciprocate support. Scarcity and urgency trigger immediate response mechanisms in the brain. Limited time offers or imminent deadlines compel quicker decisions. Social proof theory indicates individuals emulate behaviors seen in similar groups. Highlighting widespread participation encourages new joiners to follow suit. Clarity over complexity. Simplifying the message. Efficacious CTAs avoid jargon and convoluted phrasing. Clear communication ensures accessibility across diverse educational levels and linguistic abilities. Rather than saying "participate in our systemic transformation initiative," opt for "join us in fighting for fair wages." Simplicity enhances memorability and shareability. Brevity remains critical. Long messages dilute impact. Focus on one primary request at a time instead of overwhelming readers with multiple demands. Visual hierarchy matters equally. Bold fonts, contrasting colors, and strategic white space guide attention toward core messages effectively. Creating urgency without manipulation. Genuine urgency arises naturally from pressing societal issues. However, artificial time constraints risk undermining trust if perceived as manipulative tactics. Highlight current events or legislative timelines that necessitate swift responses. Tie proposed actions to measurable consequences of delayed intervention. Balance urgency with transparency about available resources. People appreciate honesty about capacity limitations during high-demand periods. Offer tiered options based on individual capabilities. Some can volunteer weekly while others contribute financially according to their means. Customizing CTAs across different platforms. Each medium requires tailored approaches due to varying user expectations and interaction styles. What works on Instagram differs significantly from LinkedIn or protest signs. On social media, prioritize visual elements combined with concise captions. Use hashtags strategically to increase discoverability within niche networks. Email communications allow for more detailed explanations but still require subject lines that promise immediate value upon opening. Print materials demand legibility even when viewed quickly. Ensure key information appears prominently before eye-tracking patterns move away. Interactive websites enable dynamic CTAs that adjust based on visitor behavior, creating personalized experiences that enhance conversion rates. Leveraging digital tools for impact assessment. Data analytics provides quantitative feedback about campaign performance beyond mere numbers. Qualitative insights help understand why certain CTAs resonate more than others. Track engagement metrics like click-through rates, shares, and conversions over time. Compare results against baseline benchmarks established early in the campaign cycle. User testing sessions reveal unanticipated barriers preventing action. Observe how people interact with interfaces containing various CTA placements. Heat map technology shows exactly which parts of web pages receive most attention, guiding optimal positioning choices for maximizing visibility. Ethical considerations in call-to-action design. Responsible activism demands integrity in how CTAs are constructed and deployed. Exploitative practices erode long-term credibility regardless of short-term gains. Transparency about funding sources maintains public trust. Disclose affiliations clearly when partnerships influence program outcomes. Protect privacy rights by obtaining explicit consent before collecting any personally identifiable information during sign-ups or donations. Avoid coercive language that pressures vulnerable populations into commitments they cannot reasonably fulfill given existing obligations. Regularly audit internal policies to ensure alignment with stated mission values throughout all phases of implementation. Fostering community through collective action. Strong CTAs cultivate belonging by emphasizing shared goals rather than focusing solely on individual contributions. Communities thrive when members feel integral to progress. Create opportunities for peer mentorship programs where experienced activists guide newcomers. Knowledge transfer strengthens overall network resilience. Recognize milestones publicly to reinforce positive reinforcement cycles. Celebrate both small victories and significant achievements alike. Develop local chapters or affinity groups allowing flexible participation models suited to varied life circumstances and availability levels. Overcoming common challenges in CTA implementation. Resistance frequently stems from misinformation or past negative experiences. Address concerns openly through fact-checking initiatives and testimonials from trusted figures. Logistical hurdles sometimes prevent full engagement despite genuine interest. Provide alternative pathways for contribution when direct involvement isn't feasible. Competition for attention spans grows fiercer daily. Distinguish your cause through authentic storytelling that highlights unique value propositions. Adaptation remains vital as societal landscapes evolve constantly. Regularly revisit strategy frameworks to maintain relevance amid shifting priorities. Measuring long-term success beyond immediate metrics. True impact assessment extends beyond initial response rates. Track sustained engagement indicators showing continued investment after initial contact. Conduct longitudinal surveys to gauge behavioral changes resulting from participation. Determine whether activities lead to lasting habit formation. Analyze ripple effects created by grassroots efforts. Quantify indirect benefits arising from policy shifts influenced by organized advocacy work. Monitor evolving attitudes towards related issues years post-intervention. Evaluate whether fundamental perceptions have shifted meaningfully over time. Conclusion. Crafting impactful calls to action requires deep understanding of audiences, careful consideration of ethical implications, and continuous refinement based on empirical evidence. By applying these principles thoughtfully, activists empower themselves to spark meaningful change through strategically designed invitations to participate actively in shaping tomorrow's world.